Good morning, everybody. Today I am reflecting on two things. One, it has been over 3 years since we have been in this game barn that I'm filming in right now, since we've been in this building that has changed the business and therefore changed my life and the lives of 5 others and honestly their families forever. And it's very surreal looking around and looking back. But also this year will be 25 years since my dad passed away. And that has me reflecting quite a bit because basically like this entrepreneurial bug that I have, this desire that I have is because of my dad. So I think when I can reflect, I feel one, incredibly thankful and grateful. But I've dreamt about what it would look like if he was still around, if I could show him this barn, what he would say, what he would think. So, with that in mind, I wanted to just like go through, maybe look back a little bit from where we were. I mean, we've been doing YouTube videos for 8 years, and also just where things are now and how God has blessed it. It's very surreal. My dad was a huge entrepreneur too. He actually worked at Kellogg's, but like on the side, before eBay was even created, he was like selling sports cards in the newspaper, which my mom said he apparently did thousands of dollars in sales in the local newspaper in our small city, selling baseball cards. So I can't imagine what his life might have looked like if he got to experience eBay, or even just like maybe he would have been a business partner with me. I don't know. But I want to give you guys a tour of kind of what things are like now 3 years in. And I'm also going to kind of be thinking about, how I would talk to my dad and show him around. So if I get emotional, I'm sorry, but it's 25 years. So let's roll into the tour. So the guys will be getting here any minute, but this is our entryway, and things are constantly shifting around here. One thing to note is that we have just been obsessed with maximizing this space. It is obviously, maybe it's not obvious, it is, to me it's obvious that it is very tight. It is, for 6 people, like we have 1,600 square feet up and down. There's about 1,200 down here, and obviously like it's a tight squeeze for, I think we did a little over 4 million in sales last year, and basically what that means is we're moving a lot of volume and we have to do it quickly because the space we have to do that is pretty limited. That being said, this is a lot bigger than I used to have, a 200 square foot bedroom in my apartment when I first got married, as I first went full time, and then moved to a basement that was 600 square feet, or no, not even. It was 2 rooms that probably amounted to 400 square feet. Here it was about 700 square feet, and now we're into about 1,600. So a pretty huge improvement. But anyways, this here is basically good to go inventory that we know we can sell on Whatnot. We organize it by console, just in case we want to do themed auctions. Here we have our 3D printed spools, which Matt made, which can hold 50 discs exactly. Red means, it needs a deep clean, and yellow means it needs a light clean. This is basically our disc cleaning system, and those are all here, and we've got our makeshift soundproof boxes because they're in the same room that we work in, and that actually makes a big difference. People ask if it does. It really does. So that's nice. This is where this week's buy list packages land, and we just literally reorganized this a little bit. I don't know how we're gonna feel about it. We moved this shelf over here. It was over here. And it feels pretty good. And then we have like basically our Amazon system, and we like to list duplicates together. And we have found that the best way to do that is to organize alphabetically, and console is actually irrelevant. So if it's a game that we're selling on Amazon, which we have, I think it's a list of like 1,500 to 2,000 games that we pretty much send to Amazon. Everything else goes to Whatnot. Those get organized alphabetically, and then they get brought over to the shelves, which are labeled alphabetically. Here's where D and E go. We need a lot of space for C. We almost need more space because we get a lot of Call of Duties and stuff like that. There's, looks like D, E, F, and here's the N's, which often doesn't get totally full, but you might imagine M gets pretty full. And then we have like our top 5 Wii games, which we get like hundreds of each every month. So we just have a single spot, 2 shelves actually for those. So that's the Amazon system. And then here is where Whatnot stuff will go, like overflow to ship it. We actually shipped everything yesterday from our big show Friday. I'm filming this on Tuesday, so Tuesday is like our only day that we don't really ship because our shows on Whatnot are Tuesday through Friday. That's pretty much our Whatnot rhythm. Over here is our case swapping area. It used to be a pretty prominent testing station. We really don't do consoles. We're actually our partner at Rock 30 Games. If you sell us consoles, that's where they go. And they're paying super well. I just saw they're paying $80 on Super Nintendo console only. Just as a note, they're really aggressive with their offerings there. So definitely check out our console and controller lists on our website because it's pretty darn competitive. So yeah, like swapped cases land here. And if we still need to test consoles sometimes, like that Dreamcast I tested and we're gonna sell that and everything. We wanna make sure everything that we sell is in excellent condition, so that's that. And then obviously like my collection shelves are just kind of littered throughout. Our desks are all in the middle here. I actually really love our desks being near each other. The community of that is the best. And the community of our work environment here is one of the things that I'm the most thankful for. If you guys didn't know, the people that work for me pretty much are like 5 of my best friends. Like a lot of them, all of us, we know each other from church. So, you know, Jesus and faith is a huge part of all of our lives. You know, just touching on 25 years since my dad passing, a family verse of mine is from Psalms. It's father to the fatherless, defender of widows is God in his holy dwelling. And that has just been so true for my family. The one constant in my life has been Jesus, and he has been consistent. He's never left me alone, and he's gotten me through losing my dad at a young age, and honestly has helped me grow in a lot of ways that I don't know if I would have otherwise. So I'm very thankful. And my mom and granny, who have been on the channel before, basically raised me and my brother. You know, granny would say that she's 81 now, she's doing good, and she would say that her goal when my dad died, her prayer was that Jesus would just help her get the boys raised, help her get me and Quinn raised, because I was 7, Quinn was 10. And she's just so grateful and thankful that he let her, you know, live and thrive and get us raised, which she thought would be like when I turn 18. Well, I'm 32 now, that's my real age. And she's got to see her, you know, 5 great grandbabies. So she's just, she's over the moon. She basically considers it's just all been an incredible blessing and a bonus beyond that. She's the most selfless person that I've ever known and has made a huge impact on my life. She done did a good job with that prayer. So, but she's also been a huge part of like this business, right? So part of my story is going to garage sales with Granny when I was 8 years old. Literally 8 years old, going to find stuff to buy and sell on eBay with Granny when I was 8. And it's very weird for her in a cool way, and for me, thinking about the fact that this game barn exists, the fact that 5 of my best friends work with me full time, and that started with me and Granny and going to garage sales when I was 8. So yeah, that was a crazy way to start this whole thing, but she taught me a lot through those times, including 1, laziness is a terrible thing. If we got to a garage sale at, I don't know, 9 a.m. and it was supposed to start at 9 a.m. and they weren't ready, she'd grab my arm, she'd Chase, laziness is a terrible thing, which I think is hilarious because I don't know if that was exactly why the garage sale wasn't set up in that instance, but she attributed it to that, and that lesson is ingrained in me. I just like hard work and everything like that is super important. But she also taught me priorities and family, and that's the reason I work 7 to 4, and I'm pretty strict about it. And if I go to 2 conventions a year, maybe 3, and if I do, I usually try to make up for it with, you know, extra vacation time or more time with family or taking days off before or after, stuff like that, because I just think that that's important and significant. But anyways, let's get back to the tour. So this is our center aisles of shelves, often full of games. Right here we just got in a collection, so we just needed somewhere for that to land. A lot of cool PlayStation 2 stuff, PS4 one as well. There were a bunch of collector's editions on these tables, kind of overflow, and I've been getting all those kind of processed through and upstairs. But you can see, like, this is one of those reasons this feels pretty tight sometimes, because sometimes you just have to have somewhere for the stuff to land. We do have some empty shelves here for more Whatnot overflow, some more Whatnot items, sealed Pokemon, which we've been getting more and more into, as you guys know, and really been enjoying that. The garage is always covered. We pretty much don't use it just because we need the wall space for more stuff. So this is fully good to go games, organized by console, ready to sell for Whatnot. And if I want to do a themed Xbox 360 show, there you go. There's your bin. Good to go. Get it scheduled, make it happen. And then the 12-foot shelf wall. This was a dream of mine for years. And I think it holds about 150 bin slots, maybe 170, somewhere between there. So we could literally put, if we didn't have anything else on here, 150 or 170 of these bins, which is insane. And there's more shelves there. 3D printer stuff, which Matt's always 3D printing some things that we sell, but also like for the Whatnot rewards, if you make gold tier, you get our gold token. And then we also have platinum and diamond. Pretty tough to get diamond tier. But, you know, we've had some people do it for 3 seasons in a row. Like Grizzly B is one that comes to mind. Just like an amazing community and Whatnot. We've actually gotten to know some incredible people that have visited the barn. And one thing I forgot to point out is the sign, which people from all over the country and soon to be world, our good friend Ken from the UK is making the trip in a few months. But we have a lot of people sign this sign. You can see Lou from Second Chance has signed. You might remember him. Hobby Shopper Ron. Absolute OG. Everybody that visits the barn, we try to have them sign the sign, even though it seems like half the time we forget. We're doing better lately. And here's our little kitchenette area, which can get pretty busy sometimes. And then upstairs, initially when we built the barn, this was going to be basically collection room and collection rooms only, or maybe like an editing room or something. But it has kind of transitioned to a Whatnot area. So we're, again, making it work. And you can see all the collector's editions that I brought up here that I'm going to kind of get shows scheduled out and get them marketed. But this is our setup for Whatnot. We got the Stream Deck, which gives us a lot of fun options. We use OBS to stream. We've got a mobile cam. The Sony is our top-down camera. See if I can get the model, because a lot of people ask. I can't find it. But yeah, it's a Sony top-down cam, and then we also have, when we have big items, we put them under this camera. And that's how all the magic happens. We have 2 different computer setups because we need to track all of our sales, and we now have the ability to do so. Basically, we can know exactly what we bought every item for, and we enter what it sold for, so we actually have really good bookkeeping on Whatnot now, which is very exciting. This is where stuff goes to sell, and the collection still growing. There's a spoiler up here, so I'm not gonna show that just yet. Future video on that one. And my Pokemon stuff, my Pokemon collection has been growing a lot lately, including these 3 boxes I bought recently for 5 figures. The Poncho Pikachus, super cool. Did not think I would have the chance to buy those. Basically a complete game collection of Pokemon items, a bunch of ETBs. I've got a lot of them. I'm thankful I got the Plasma Storm for under $5,000, because I think that thing might be over $20,000 now, which is insane. So yeah, there's all that. And then the game room with the recent purchase, the Game Boy kiosk. Love this piece. This was from my original Toys R Us, and I played on this very kiosk as a kid for sure. Bought it from a guy locally, and he mentioned it was from our Toys R Us, which is just insane and so cool to have in the collection. The Star Fox controller, one of our most viewed videos of all time on the main channel. Love that controller. Got it from Twisted, who Scott, just an awesome dude, long time part of our community in California. Love the N64s. That was my favorite set growing up. Favorite console, and then GameCube became my favorite. But Mario 64, man, that rocked my world. And then handhelds also were a big part of my childhood. So you can kind of see just like my collection and everything in it is kind of a reflection of the things that I loved when I was a kid. And Pokemon is also one of those things, which is why that's become, or that's been a big part of my collection, but become a bigger part of this channel. You can see going back to however old I was here, pulling the Dragonite, look at that. So I know that, you know, my dad can't see this or can't be with me, But I think that his, you know, his DNA and his personality and a lot of the things that were him are in me, even though I didn't get that much time with him. So I hope that if he was here, I hope his mind would be blown at what God has done. I hope he would be proud, and I hope he would see that, you know, the best part of all of this has been the way that it's brought me closer to my friends, my brother through the years. I mean, we got to go on garage sale ventures and be together for hours on end, all of my friends. And now 5 of them work with me full time, and their families are benefiting from this. And it's just very, very surreal to think about. You know, I'm able to provide in a job that I love, where I can get home at a reasonable time for my family and my 3 kids, and just spend even more time with them and my wife. So looking around in this barn for me, if I'm thinking about showing this to my dad, or if I had that opportunity, I think the part that matters is just like what it means for my life, and for the lives of those that work here, and hopefully for the lives of some of you guys that have watched these videos. Hopefully that, you know, at some point along the journey they touch you in some way, or maybe you've learned something that's, you know, helped grow or improve your business. It's a blessing, and it's very crazy. It is crazy sometimes, because like we are running a business, we are stretching ourselves all the time, and sometimes it can be hard to keep up with videos, and with like making sure that every single box gets checked. And thankfully, like, we generally do a decent job, at least as far as I'm concerned, but we've got a ton of room for growth, a ton of room for improvement. And for this channel, I think we might do more stripped back videos like this. You guys can let me know if you want even more like this, because we know we can get these out, and you know, some might be like more emphasis on bringing value, some might be more sentimental like this, some might be just fun, or even just like, let's just vlog today. Let's see what's going on in the business. So if you guys have ideas for what you would want to see, kind of for more vlog style stuff here, let us know in the comments. And yeah, sounds like the guys are here, so I'm gonna get down there, get to work, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.